careful when it's near the chopper. The blast might hit it.
I hope you're right. Give us the signal. We'll be ready.
I'm ready. Go!
We're launching! Oh God, it's working! You did it!
It's not over yet. Get ready to fire another shot.
Send in a squad, now! I want her dead!
signal.
I'm ready. Go!
You heard her. Move!
Damn it. Sophia, get another one ready.
We're loading up the truck, you say. Hold on. Okay, we're ready. On your signal. All right, here goes. We have to reset the counterweight. We'll be ready soon.
I'm ready. Go!
Here it comes.
Run! That might work.
Come fight me. Don't hide in the shadow. You're made of stronger stuff than your friends. The smoke. There's no point in hiding. Just walk into God's well. I've got you. Is he still bleeding out? Just you and I now, Laura. You have no weapons, no allies, no hope. This place will become your tomb. You're mine. No! My destiny lies in the Chamber of Souls. Stronger than your father. He never would have been. not my destiny. I was meant for greatness.
This was never your destiny. Your sister let you believe that.
I did all of this for her. Don't you walk away from me. Wait! Trinity killed your father.
No, you're lying.
He begged for his life. And when that failed, he begged for yours.
You're wrong! Shut up! Just shut up!
Come on, do it!
Burn in hell.
Men are defeated. Your brother is dead. No! That's what Trinity has wrought. Death. And that's all they'll ever bring. Give this up.
I gave up everything for this. I have no intention of giving it to Trinity.
What about your father? You're dooming him to be mocked by history. How can you let this go? When you're so close?
I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I can't let you take it.
Think of the millions, suffering and dying. We can save them. We can change the world. Together.
The cost is too high, Anna. We aren't meant to live forever. Death is a part of life.
That's easy for you to say. You're not the one who's dying.
But this isn't about you. This is about humanity, about protecting what it means to be human.
They're coming! We're surrounded!
Jacob, look out!
The source is not meant for the world!
This is your chance, Lara. Everything I've done, everything you've done. Another Croft doesn't have to die for this.
But I'm willing to.
Well, I'm not. Please. I'm dying. This is my only hope.
Anna, no! Jacob, hold on.
I've held on for too long already.
You knew I'd destroy it.
In all my years, I've met few as extraordinary as you. It's finally happening. My ending.
I'm sorry. All I wanted was to make a difference.
You already have.
My dearest Lara, I often think about how my father would turn over in his grave if he knew the shame I had brought upon our family's name. Croft, what does it even mean? I just hope you can make your own mark on this world someday. Remember that the extraordinary is in what we do, not who we are.
Destroying the source was the right thing to do.
I still feel like I let him down.
I think you would have made the same choice. Come on. You've got a plane to catch.
I listened to his last tape 1,000 times, but it's as if I was hearing my father's words only now, for the first time. It doesn't matter what choices he would have made. I have to make my own. The myth of Katesh was real. There are secrets out there that can change the world. I need to find them, not for my father, not for anyone else. Trinity is still out there, and they're more powerful than I ever imagined. I can stop them. I can make a difference. I can make the right difference.
As I walk through frozen sands, through the flames of burning lands, my feet are torn, they're torn to strands. I will not thirst. As I cross the raging sea, waves are crashing over me. They drag me down, they drag me down, but I will not drown. They'll know my name after the storms are passing through. They'll know my name when they've forgotten all about you. They'll know my name after the storms are passing through. They'll know my name when they've forgotten all about you. They're calling out my name. I shall rise, oh well, I shall rise again and again.
Aló, aló. ¿Se escucha? ¿Se escucha? Aló. Probando. Ya, muy tarde le mandan lo otro. No quería distraerme con el final del juego, si no me hubiera demorado más en pasar la última misión. Seguramente se escucha la pura música y no se escucha mi voz. Ahora sí, hola. Qué juego más bueno. Le saqué mucho el jugo a este juego, me demoré caleta en pasarlo. La diferencia con otros juegos, por ejemplo, de mundo abierto o de exploración, como no sé, es como bien bien básico compararlo con Uncharted o con el Zelda. Más que todo con el Zelda, es como una mezcla entre Uncharted y el Zelda, así. Y la diferencia es que en el Zelda y en juegos de mundo abierto por lo general es como tienes un mundo muy grande, pero tienes pocas cosas que buscar y pocas cosas, no sé, pues, se siente como vacío el mapa. Acá es como que avanzáis 2 metros y encontráis algo. Entonces el juego es súper difícil de completar. Tiene mucho contenido. A ver, de las gráficas están bien hechas, las animaciones están bien buenas. Me pillé como 3 bugs feos. Un par de bugs que no me dejaron avanzar y un par de bugs que eran como estéticos. Como... en una me acuerdo que maté un ciervo y quedó como parado. Quedó muerto pero parado, así como una estatua. Y le tiraba flechas y saltaba sangre y todo, pero no pasaba nada. Era como bien raro. De hecho lo tengo guardado, creo que lo grabé, así que después lo voy a subir al canal para que lo vean. Ah, parece que los créditos son tan largos como el juego. 2 años no, me demoré como 3 meses, algo así, en pasarlo. Pero muy bueno el juego. Nada que ver con esa basura de la película de Tomb Raider. Qué wea más mala. Sí, me moré caleta. Es que estoy jugando hartos juegos y como que no me podía enfocar en un solo juego. Lo jugué bien a ratos. No salen nunca al principio, claro. Pero igual el Zelda, por ejemplo, el Shadow of Mordor se sienten como un poco vacío. A diferencia de, no sé, pues el Batman Arkham Knight, que el mundo igual es relativamente grande, pero tiene hartas cosas entre medio, po. Igual es interesante encontrar diálogos porque los personajes hablan, pues en el Zelda es como que encontráis un bicho pero el bicho no habla, entonces como que todos los enemigos son iguales, pues. En cambio en juegos como el Batman o el Shadow of Mordor, los enemigos tienen cosas interesantes que decir que van cambiando, entonces es mejor, pues. ¿Qué pasó?
Anna, you said another Croft doesn't have to die for this. What did you mean by that?
Tu padre Lara.
You killed my father, didn't you?
La media pistola, weón.
Trinity ordered his execution. I couldn't do it. You're lying. I loved you. No!
It's done.
Good.
What about Croft?
No. Not yet.
Buena para esconderse Lara, toda asomada. Ya esa es como la escena post crédito con estilo Marvel. Ya, 84% completado. O sea, igual completé harto, weón, porque para lo que tiene el juego. Vamos a ver si puedo ir a alguna tumba como importante que me haya faltado y de ahí lo saco. Se demora harto en cargar, sí. Pero dentro del juego, a menos que te teletransportes, no tiene pantallas de carga. Tú puedes recorrer todo el mapa, ir haciendo transiciones y no tiene pantallas de carga, así que eso igual es bueno.
I know it's a lot to take in. I wish I could have been with him in the end.
Oh, esto es como continuación del final.
Would be safe gave him comfort.
Pensé que iba a volver
He
antes
went
del final.
peacefully. Thank you, Laura. Our oaths have been fulfilled. What will you do
De
now?
nada, Peter Pan.
This is still our home. We will rebuild. But there is much work to be done. There are still enemies in this valley. And there is still much to discover.
Alexandra had a family
I can't understand that. What about our faith changes?
Is it? And what are we protecting? The source.
Voy a buguear el juego de nuevo. A ver. Madre pollo culiao. Si este fuera el Zelda, estaría muerto. Cruel de animal, otro más.
A prehistoric carving of
Un
the
oso.
bear.
Hoy se
The
parece al Link.
stone looks like
Blanquito.
it could have come from this valley.
Tumbas, tumbas, tumbas. Creo que tengo todas las tumbas, man. Seis. 41%. Tengo todas las tumbas listas ya. Ah, no, ahí me falta una. Explore para encontrar la entrada. Ya, ahí voy a ir. Instalaciones soviéticas. Ya, vamos para allá. Ya, y con eso terminamos. Fue una grata aventura. Ajá. La música ambienta súper bien el juego igual. Shit.
If we get caught, I'm gonna tell them that you forced me to steal all this shit at
Tono
gunpoint.
negro.
No hard feelings.
Esa granada no alcanza. Maldito. No alcanza nada, me faltan monedas. Ya. otro trofeo. Desafíos estúpidos como ese son los que hacen que el juego sea putamente interminable, man. Oh shit. Oh shit. Caí como Neymar, man. Rodando. Ya, a ver. Ajá. Oh, buena. Ups. Mentira que acá arriba de nuevo estoy weando. Como pasé el juego se deshicieron todas esas cositas que tenía enganchadas, ¿no? Qué baja. Ups. Pucho lobos. Explora para encontrar la entrada. Ah, qué estúpido, como no igual antes de eso. Pero qué imbécil más grande, ¿no? ¿Cómo no me di cuenta antes de esto?
Looks like this was abandoned in a hurry. The Soviets find something down there. The Prophet was persecuted, and so were his followers. There's water down below. Sounds like a great volume. A coin with an image of a city stamped in gold. And there's the prophet. This was likely an official coin of Kitesh.
Kitesh. Uy. Uy, uy, uy. Casi me caí. Interesante.
The prophet's icon, cast in gold. The metal workers of the city started to develop their own style, but it's still similar to Byzantine craftwork.
Me da risa porque en el Uncharted es como la premisa de que es algo sobrenatural, pero al final se explica científicamente qué era lo que pasaba. En cambio acá es algo sobrenatural, te tratan de dar como, o tratas como de buscarle una explicación científica, pero al final era sobrenatural todo. Uncharted es como más realista en ese sentido. Ahora no sé cuál me gusta más, yo digo que cada uno tiene su estilo, pero disfruto más Uncharted, creo. Los dos tienen, los dos son excelentes. ¿Me mató eso? Ah, shit.
That's got to be part of the works. Here we go.
Ya, buena. $45 campamentos, me imagino que ese es el máximo.
Water's eroding everything. At this rate, there won't be much left in a few decades. It's a system.
Era demasiado fácil. Sabía que no podía ser tan simple. La hora de los puzzles.
holding water back. Water markings on the wall. The levels change.
Supongo que hay que tirar esas cositas ahí. Creo.
That raft.
That fucking raft. Raffity raft, motherfucker.
This platform looks like it's connected to that floodgate.
Ah, la cagué. Estoy weando. Ah, qué imbécil. Maldito arco. Ahora sí. Esa weá tiene más rango.
Okay, should be able to swim through now. That raft.
Ah, ok. Ah, pero... Ahora sí.
Maybe I can get the oil cask from the other side.
Buena.
This should be more than enough oil to light the passages below, but be careful transporting it. We have not perfected the refining process, and it is still volatile. You will know the man who supervises the...
Another barrier. How can I get to this one?
Yes. A ver qué imbécil, man. ¿Se cayó? Buena. Acá. Pero motherfucker.
It worked.
Buena.
Ancient manuscript on the gifts of the earth.
Buena. Completé todas las tumbas. Eso era... No, misiones, desafíos. Acá no era. Poco. todo caso, esta es la versión del 20 aniversario de Tomb Raider, así que debería venir con los contenidos descargables y todo eso. Así que técnicamente todavía no lo termino. Acá era, ¿cierto? Ah, acá era. Shit. Dale. Buena. Así se buguea el juego, weón. Me ahorré la paja de tener que hacer todo lo de la pantalla de carga de nuevo. ¿Qué es esto? Nope. Oh, el árbol feo, man, horrible. Está como metido en la... y es cuadrado más encima. Este igual es cuadrado, man. No, weón, es flojo, man. De Mario.
The church in the west has...
No interesa.
You
Buena.
are hunters, every last one of you, and I am...
Atrás mío un texto. ¿A dónde van? Ah.
I have sinned in God.
Nope. Es que algo hay que hacer con esas cosas porque por algo están ahí, pero no sé qué. Pirómano. Ah, shit. Ah, pero tengo que ir para allá ahora, po.
Cover! We've got company! Get clear! Give me covering fire! This ends here and now. I am gonna kill you!
Piece of shit. Hasta allá. Ah, no. Chao. No, fuck this shit. Chao, los vimos. Un placer. Gracias, bugs. Son muy útiles. Ah, espérate, esto todavía no lo tengo.
Of course, it's a riddle. But if I'm reading this right...
Verás. Oli.
Welcome back. You were right. There are valuable secrets inside those tombs.
Incredible. There's so much we've lost. But we will find it again. Here. It's a small price for this wisdom.
I'm sure I can find some use for them.
La media flecha. Oh, desapareció. Oh, desapareció. Eso era todo. Qué baja. Pensé que me iba a dar algo más útil, honestamente. Por sacar todos las tumbas secretas del juego. Realmente esperaba algo un poquito más significativo. Ya. Vamos a guardar y nos vamos de aquí. Adiós Tomb Raider, fuiste bueno. Salir al menú principal. Ya. Yo creo que lo voy a dejar hasta acá nomás, pero igual quiero mirar en los otros modos que hay. 86% no es malo. Cargar partida, ¿se puede ver cuánto tiempo lleva esta? Ah, esto es como... no sé. Mansión Croft, quizás. Oh, esto. Podrían haberle, con el amor que le pusieron al juego en otras partes, podrían haberle puesto como una animación en la pantalla de carga o algo.
Current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor, somewhere. Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe in the library. My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing.
No, chiquitita.
That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL. Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad. Picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the color was nice. This is probably my grandfather Benjamin. Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research. Dad's map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the prophet's tomb.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. I see but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching...
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did. One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
Mentira que puedo volver por la caca. Ah, bueno.
The door to the library.
Closed.
Locked.
Pégale una patada.
There's got to be another way through. This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages. Wait. I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor. Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt. Too dark. Going to need a flashlight.
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just...
se mueve su pelo. Como la tuve con gorro todo el juego, no se le veía el pelo.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, you won't be boring your sword this time. The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix. A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and... This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here? Someone has a sense of humor.
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see...
We've been through this.
Look,
was Mum's room in here?
Open this.
Stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing. Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Master Keeper.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Trader.
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty...
Looking at the compass, thinking.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
¿Qué es una linterna?
Should be able to explore the dark now. Hey, Jonah. Sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened, and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long, I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after...
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. Oh, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and... oh, God! I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married...
Amelia, the news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But, for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please.
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such...
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and...
Still just as creepy as I remember.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him. I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't see that!
I'm at a crossroads now. Good lord, that's such a cliché. But there's truth in it. 2 roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts.
I loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
Bordeaux.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair!
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on!
Water damage from the main hall above. One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise.
Resident Evil con Claire Redfield. Como el Resident Revelation 2. Como la misma ropa.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition. stands for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights. There's a missing page.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met. I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming?
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe...
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time. Blank, except for the image of a key. I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire. I think I stashed one of Winston's master keys in here when I was a kid. Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. Croft family crest and initials PC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather. Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now. This should help me read the map. I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase. X marks the spot, as they say.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place.
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life? This is my handiwork. I used to love drawing pictures of tigers. Spent so many hours in here, reading, dreaming of my own adventures. The master key. This should get me into the West Wing. Alright, this should open most rooms in the manor, including the forbidden West Wing. One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find. I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times. This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs. This picture was taken in the library. (1820) additions to the main hall in progress. It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly? I think there might be more clues to find in the library. Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one?
¿Qué eran los dos pájaros?
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt. Okay, Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing. Need to search the rest of the manor for the clues to the combination.
Lara, I've reviewed the report from your therapist. I have to say I was surprised to see a clean bill of health. I somehow doubt you've so easily abandoned your irrational claims. Indeed, where have you been the past few weeks? My secretary discovered that you booked a flight to Turkey on the 20th. You can't have been simply sightseeing, as your customs claims suggest. I know you're up to something, and I'll be damned.
The Croft family crest.
Háganle.
Worse than I thought.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos of his passion, and I came to realize I want his passion in my life every day. So it's done. Richard wanted to wait another 4 days until my birthday, but I wouldn't have it.
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn fool. I locked all the West Wing's doors, and I shall not open them again until either my life or my obstinacy comes to an end. The night before, Roth told me I would someday change my mind. Like a broken arm can't...
At least that old thing still works.
I am bursting with pride. Amelia is with child. It is amazing how everything in life can change with such a simple event. Obviously, we don't know the gender, but already we've discussed possible names. Perhaps Benjamin, after my grandfather, or maybe Griffin. He was more infamous a Croft than even me. No, Amelia wouldn't have it. Besides, she's certain it's a girl. She favors a classic such as Scarlet or Kate, though I've made some headway with Lara. A subtle nod to the sun god Ra, and our days in Egypt, where certainly this child was conceived. I find myself thinking about this new...
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it. Mum's wedding ring. I always wondered what happened to it. The inscription is faded. My mother's perfume. The smell. So familiar. I can almost remember her. Mum, on her wedding day. She looks so beautiful. There's a date. October something. Damn, the number is faded. Their anniversary was in October. Which day? I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere. I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday. October 13th, Mum's birthday.
Faltaban 4 días para el cumpleaños. O sea, el 9. El 9 de octubre.
Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday. This is Dad. I suppose it's a family tradition, but I can't imagine having one of these made of me.
Créeme, mucha gente tiene gustos tuyos.
After everything Atlas...
I think this was Dad's pocket watch. Looks like it stopped precisely at midnight.
Done. How could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
I don't trust him.
You don't have to, Richard, but please, trust me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I know him. He'll take it to the papers. The investors will pull out.
Then go, without me, tonight. I will take care of Atlas, and then meet you in Tibet next week.
I was so young, but I still remember that terrible argument. It wasn't always an easy road for my parents. Starting to see things. Mum's atelier. Dad sealed it soon after she died. He probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the conference and look forward to your return. As is so often the case with these missives, I wanted to call your attention to an incident involving our little angel. It seems that Lara has been the subject of some ridicule amongst the other girls at school. From what I can gather, some of the other young ladies were teasing her for being too much of a tomboy. You know how Lara can get when pushed into a corner. Let's just say they won't be bothering her again. But I do think their words have had an effect. I believe Lara has been missing her mother lately. She's begun...
Untouched for years, exactly as you left it.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood in defense of Richard and our love. But as my new life began in Croft Manor, doubt set in. How could love flourish in these cavernous halls and endless passageways? Had I made a terrible mistake? I have never been more delighted to be wrong. Richard welcomed me to the manor, my new home, with a game. It was a clue, written in jumbled words from 5 different languages, but it pointed the way forward. The next clue was a seemingly...
I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember doing this. Mum died too young. Mum with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe I was ever that small. Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favorite?
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped venom for Richard with his cruel barbs, I could only laugh. To think that I once listened to my bitter brother in matters of my own happiness. My dismissal only served to infuriate him more. I left him there in Father's study, muttering to...
Okay, back to the study to open that safe.
You've almost got it, darling. Here, let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived.
I always accepted that I finally introduced I stood up to my family's criticism. I'm at a crossroads now. I always accepted that the offer came in the post last week. I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element. I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element.
For God's sake, memory.
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there.
Cuatro bloques rojos.
I'm glad I still have so much of Mum's work.
Estoy seguro que cuando vaya a sacar el testamento de la caja fuerte va a venir alguien a matar a Lara.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here. And it's for you, should you need it someday.
Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad. No, that didn't work. The answer...
Ya, entonces era...
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure.
El día de aniversario.
Be in the clues. Okay.
El pájaro era el 5.
Let's see if I can figure this out.
El aniversario era el 8. Y los...
No. That's not it.
Era el 9, creo.
No, that didn't work. The answer has to be in the clues. No, that didn't.
¿Qué número era el pájaro? Corona egipcia.
The pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always
Los dos pájaros son el 5.
The pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I remember this. Dad gave it to Mom on her birthday.
13 de octubre. Y faltaban 4 días, o sea, el 9.
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia.
5, 4.
The answer has to be in the clues.
Bueno.
It makes me happy to know that Dad kept it safe.
Esta mierda. Gracias.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming grief. Amelia's plane crashed in the mountains. She died alone in the snow, waiting for me to find her. Oh God, not her, not now. I cannot accept it. Life without her is too painful to imagine. I know what must be done. And I am resolved. I'm going to bring her back. Perhaps this is why I am here. Perhaps this is fate. A test of my faith in the truth I've sought for...
Dad, what did you do? Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality. He never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy. Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. blank page. Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important. Hidden message. What are these strange marks? They have to be some kind of clue.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Un pájaro? Ya. Una carita 2.3, una lámpara de pie y un pájaro con un cuestión al lado. Jeroglíficos.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always prefer these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
142. Ya vamos a ver. Al otro lado. 142. 142. What?
Mistress Lara, I took the liberty of preparing a tray, as dinner did not go according to plans. I've included, in addition to your meal, a few treats. I would appreciate it if you kept this between us. You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
Locked in. Did this open the secret door from the inside? Hope I'm not trapped in here.
Cambia de color su pelo morado.
Did Dad build all of this just to keep his research safe?
Ya. Un bélico.
The renovations are proceeding in secret. The work crew Roth hired for the job have been paid handsomely to keep the details of the job out of the records, so I'm fairly confident no word will get out about what I'm doing. I've been careless with presenting my findings, attracting all the wrong sorts of attention.
The missing page from the renovation plans. They didn't want anyone outside the family knowing about this crypt.
My love, it is silent, so peacefully silent now. Even after the madness and chaos of the crash, I can't help but still wonder at the beauty of these mountains. I understand the magic that drew you here. Please know that I feel no pain in this moment, only immense sadness. Sadness that I couldn't see your smiling face once more. That I'll never meet the wonderful woman that our daughter will become.
Mum faced death alone. She was so brave. There's an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east. Our respite to the west. Our future is to the south. Our past is to the north. Our past to the north. Could there be something else beneath the manor? Amazing. Even in here, Dad went out of his way to hide his findings. Dad's collected knowledge. There must be so many secrets hidden in here.
Richard, I tried to see you in person last week, but your manservant hustled me away like some common tout peddling silverware. He told me you are heartbroken and you're not yet ready to see visitors. He told me you blame yourself for your loss. Well, to that, I say, you had damn well better. I hope it hurts. I hope every moment of your life from this day forward is a ringing echo of loss. I hope you live just long enough to feel that pain grow when you hoped it would diminish, because you earned it. You stole Amelia from us. You ruined her reputation and poisoned her mind with a fantasy for children.
This was part of a set of statues Dad found in China. He thought it was linked to the Temple of Qian. Perhaps I should look into it someday.
It's over. I have done all that I could, and my Amelia is still cold and dead. Roth first scowled at my designs. Then he pleaded with me not to go through with the ritual. Not because he feared it might work, but because he feared what I might do when it failed. And it has failed. There is no doubt in that. I prepared everything according to my research. When I dropped the stone into the elixir and held it to her lips, I thought for the barest moment that it had worked. The owl...
You brought her home. She's here, somewhere. Dad's Tibetan scroll. I remember he used to pore over this late into the night. Might be able to use this to access other parts of the manor.
Hi, Dad. So I know I only just returned to school, but when can I come out to the dig site again? It's just so boring here.
Estoy cagado sueño ya. Voy a sacar el juego. Supongo que se guarda automático porque no he visto nada para guardar en toda la partida.
Lord Croft is resolved to seal the west wing of the manor. I try to talk sense into him, but he will not be swayed. And to make matters worse,
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.